the centre has agreed to send the controversial FCRA Amendment Bill 2026 to a Joint Parliamentary Committee for further scrutiny. The move gives Parliament more time to examine the proposed changes and comes after sustained opposition from political parties as well as concerns raised by minority and Christian organizations. The bill was introduced in the Lok Sabha in March and was originally listed for passage during monsoon session. So what is the government changing and why has it now decided to send the bill to a committee? Well, the Foreign Contribution Regulation Act or FCRA governs how Indian NGOs and associations receive and use foreign donations. The controversial part of the 2026 amendment is the proposed creation of a designated authority. If an organization's FCRA registration is suspended, cancelled or not renewed, this authority would be able to take over, manage or dispose of assets created using foreign contributions. The proposed authority would also have powers similar to those of a civil court and could order the transfer or sale of such assets. This is the provision that has triggered much of the opposition. Several Christian organizations argue that the proposed powers could put institutions such as charities, schools, hospitals and places of worship at risk if their FCRA registration was cancelled or not renewed. The concerns actually intensified on 9th August when several Christian organizations launched coordinated appeals on YouTube, Facebook and WhatsApp asking the government either to withdraw the bill or send it to a joint parliamentary committee. The government had already been holding consultations. Since 6 July, Home Minister Amit Shah has held at least 4 meetings with Christian groups. His latest meeting was on 6th August with an 18-member delegation representing different Christian denominations. The issue also attracted attention in the United States. On 4th August, US Congressman Riley Moore, a Republican and an ally of President Donald Trump, criticized the proposed legislation. He alleged that the bill could allow the government to take over churches and religious charities and described it as a clear attack against Christians. He also warned that the issue could affect India-US relations. According to the government sources cited by The Hindu, this US intervention was among the factors behind the government's rethink. On Wednesday, Minister of State for Home Nityanand Rai moved a motion in the Lok Sabha to refer the FCRA bill to a joint parliamentary committee. The motion was adopted amid protest and disruption in the House. This means the bill will now get another round of examination before Parliament considers its next step. The move also helps break a parliamentary deadlock, with the opposition continuing to demand discussion on other issues as well. The Catholic Bishops' Conference of India and the National Council of Churches in India have welcomed the decision to send the bill to the JPC, but they want changes to the proposed asset provisions. One concern is how authorities would determine which part of an asset was created using foreign money. For example, if a building costs 1 crore rupees but only 50 lakh rupees came from foreign contributions and the rest from domestic donations, the question is, would the entire property be treated as a foreign funded asset? Christian representatives say the legislation should also distinguish between major and minor violations before assets are taken over. The government has consistently maintained that regulating foreign funding is necessary. Even the Christian groups quoted in the report agree that foreign funds need regulation, but they want clearer safeguards around the consequences of losing FCRA registration. The Joint Parliamentary Committee will examine the bill, hear stakeholders, and consider their objections and suggestions. The committee's findings could lead to changes in the legislation before it returns to the Parliament once again. The next question is whether the JPC recommends changes to the controversial asset provisions and how far the government is ultimately willing to go in modifying the bill.